What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Club and Country. This is episode number 16, and we start today's episode off here with the Ligue 1 season opener away against Bordeaux for our first ever Ligue 1 game managing Paris FC. So really looking forward to this one. Of course, in the last episode we started the new season, the second season with Paris FC. We saw our two pre-contract arrivals in Tristan and also Martial, and also signed St. Maximin as well from Monaco for £1.1 million. I think it was a very cheap deal anyway, as he would make his full Paris FC debut in this game. But taking on Bordeaux for the first game of the new season, really excited for it, of course. Not really knowing how it was going to go, I should say, and how we were going to do. But last season, it is worth taking into account, we beat Bordeaux away from home in the Coupe Nationale on the way to the semi-final stages. And coming to this game, Bordeaux's scouting report would surely have been on Thierry Ambrose and how to stop last season's 37-goal man. But with all the attention on Ambrose, they allowed Bongongui to get the first chance of the game and the first goal of the game as well in front of the travelling fans. What a ball over the top by Boga, and what a run and finish by Bongongui on the half volley. And coming into our first game in Ligue 1 with Paris FC, we take the lead and make it Bordeaux 0, Paris FC 1. And all the attention in this game was going to be on Ambrose. You know, last season scoring 37 goals. How is he going to start the Ligue 1 season playing in a higher division? But with all the attention on our number 9, it was Bongongui who was getting the chances early on in this game. Another great one there, that header hitting the side netting before Bordeaux had their first chance of the game here in the 28th minute, but it's shot by Roland going wide, the post and behind for a goal kick. But in the first 45 minutes, we were playing a better football here away from home, not looking like a side just coming up from the second tier of French football, but looking like a side who are already established in this division. Bongongui and Boga in particular were playing fantastically well in the first half, but as you can see at half-time, it was still just a one-goal lead for us, despite playing pretty well, and in my opinion, we should have been at least 2 goals up. But either way, it was Bordeaux 0, Paris FC 1 at the break. But in the second half here, just 6 minutes after the restart, Bordeaux controlled the opening tempo of this second half, and as you can see, would also get the first goal of the second half as well. A nice little ball inside to the number 8 there, and a really good finish past our new goalkeeper, well, not a new goalkeeper, but it's our first choice goalkeeper now for definite, the young 17-year-old. It was a pretty simple goal for Bordeaux to score, really. Pretty poor defending from me, but either way, Bordeaux did get themselves back on level terms, not wanting an opening day defeat at home against a newly promoted side. Who wants that? As they do equalise there and make it Bordeaux 1, Paris FC 1. And just past the hour mark here, they had a great chance to take the lead for the first time in the game as Roland gets himself inside here. He bears down on goal, but that is a fantastic save by Barmy as the 17-year-old turns behind for a corner and keeps us on level terms. And from the corner, our keeper punches the ball away, but only as far as Chantome. He gives it back to the corner kick taker. He takes it around Grange, crosses the ball in, picks out Roland, but again, it's another fine stop by the 17-year-old. I'm putting all my trust in him this season, selling on one of our key players last season, one of our best players in our experienced goalkeeper, putting all the trust in the 17-year-old this season, and on his full debut in Ligue 1 football for us, he was playing pretty well and kept the score at 1-1. We had a chance to win the game in the final 5 minutes as well. I played the ball through to our backup left back off the bench, Bakayoko, who went for goal, but it was a good save by the Bordeaux goalkeeper, and as they cleared away, the referee eventually blew for full time a few minutes later, and the game did finish here away from home in the Ligue 1 season opener, Bordeaux 1, Paris FC 1. So a score draw in our first game in Ligue 1, and I think it was the fair result as well. We played very well in the first half, not so much in the second half, despite a couple of chances, that late one there being the best of the bunch, but I think Bordeaux did deserve something from the game. They played pretty well in the second half. Our goalkeeper played quite well as well, man of the match in my opinion, and as you can see, the game did finish as a 1-1 draw. So we did beat Bordeaux last season, that is true. Beat them on the way to the Coupe Nationale. They were our first sort of major coupe, if you will, shock victory, shocked team to beat in a victory, if you will, because last season, of course, we were in the second tier, they were in the top tier. So I was thinking we could have possibly done it again to start the season off, but maybe it would have been a bit too ambitious to hope for an opening day victory in the Ligue 1 season. So we'll take a score draw anyway. Just not losing the first game was important to me after having an undefeated season last year. So pretty pleased with the draw, to be honest. There was some positives to take from that game. Of course, getting the early goal, looking quite menacing when going forward. Barmy had a good game between the 6 as well, so we'll take that draw. It's not a bad way to start the Ligue 1 season. Still following, as you can see, Dembele and Sissako, who we agreed deals with in the last episode, both of which declined their contracts to come to Paris FC. Pretty frustrating. They wanted to get better squad roles. We gave them both crucial first-team player status, and we shall wait and see what they say. Dembele will definitely be a great signing at £1.5 million. I don't really know much about Sissako, but even if he doesn't work out for us, we can sell him on for a profit in January or the next summer transfer window. So I want to get both of those deals wrapped up as soon as possible, and hopefully they will come to Paris FC. And we take on Montpellier here away from home for the second game of the new season. Montpellier, of course, did win the league a few years ago, go, and now we take one away from home for our second game whilst the Ligue 1 side. And taking on Montpellier here, wasn't really sure what to expect after the opening day draw against Bordeaux, but I definitely sensed we could possibly win the game if we were a bit more solid at the back and a bit more clinical in front of goal. And 29 minutes in, we had our first chance of the game to take the lead in this one, and we would do so as well. Bongongui getting his second goal in 2 games, and Thierry Ambrose as well. Last season scored 37 goals. You may think that's a little bit selfish, to score 37 goals, but he's still a team player. Ambrose knows when to set his teammates up and when to go for goal himself. He's a facilitator as well as a scorer. He gets his first assist of the season there. Nice ball through to his strike partner Bongongui, and what a finish that was as well. 2-2 for our number 26, and he does open the scoring here to make it Montpellier 0, Paris FC 1. So I've got no doubt in my mind that Ambrose will start scoring eventually and start getting himself amongst the goals after scoring 37 last season, but he is still a team player and he knows when to set his teammates up and when to go for goal himself. Speaking of which, in the 41st minute, well, we would see Thierry Ambrose's first goal of the season. It was going to happen eventually, and it happens pretty much straight after Bongongui's goal, as this was the following chance. He knows when to set his teammates up and when to go for goal himself, and this was the latter. Boga rolls him through, he fake shots around the last defender, and with a great finish puts it into the back of the net. And going into the break, Ambrose has his first goal in the French top tier as he makes it Montpellier 0, Paris FC 2. So I said I wanted to be clinical in this game, and that's exactly what we were. 2 shots, 2 on target, and 2 goals as well, as we lead by 2 goals to 0. So Montpellier 0, Paris FC 2. In the second half here, 30 minutes after the restart, we had the first chance of the second half. Thiam shot going harmlessly wide at the post and behind for a goal kick. Montpellier tried to get themselves back in the game here though in the 67th minute. Boudabou's going for goal, and unfortunately they would score as well. I was going to blame Barmy for this one because my 17-year-old goalkeeper probably should have done a little bit better, or so I thought initially when the shot came in. It was pretty much straight at him, but you may not have seen it in real time, and you'll only see it slightly on the replay as well because the shot does come in pretty quickly from Boudabou's, but it does take a deflection off JJ, and that's what wrong foots the goalkeeper and goes into the bottom corner. So, maybe he possibly could have adjusted his body and readjusted it a little bit quicker than that, but I can't blame him for a deflected goal. I've played in goal myself. Whenever a shot gets deflected, it's always so hard to deal with. I can't blame the youngster for that one, but still Montpellier 1, Paris FC 2, and the home side began piling on the pressure on us late in the game, trying to grab themselves an equalising goal and come from 2 goals down to equalise and get themselves a point in this game. But as they pushed bodies forward, that left them exposed at the back, and with 5 minutes to go, well, you knew it was going to happen again, didn't you? Thierry Ambrose scoring his second goal of the game. He got played through, and once Ambrose got past the last man, when Thierry Ambrose is running through one-on-one, just give us the goal, because he's going to score it, and that's exactly what happens. A great through ball, he runs through one-on-one, and when he's going one-on-one with a goalkeeper, it was always going to be a goal for Paris FC. So Montpellier 1, Paris FC 3. He said, I didn't score in the last game, so I'll make up for it in this one and score twice. That's what he does. Final score, Montpellier 1, Paris FC 3, and it's our first victory in Ligue 1 in the second game. So what a start to the season. An away draw against Bordeaux in the first game, a score draw, and then in this one our first win of the season, beating Montpellier by 3 goals to 1 in their backyard, and we were very clinical in that game. 4 shots, 3 on target, and 3 goals as well. Really, really good performance. Ambrose with 2 goals and an assist as well. Really good performance from him solo. Boga as well played really well. What a start to the season he's had, and I'm really looking forward to his development at the club as well, alongside Ambrose and also Thiam, who came in last season. Barmy, the whole team really is going to be interesting to see this season how they develop, but either way, really pleased to get our first win this season in the second game, and 4 points from the opening 2 games. I would certainly take that. And following that, some good news as well, as Dembele decides to accept his contract here and join Paris FC. So Dembele has agreed to join Paris FC. He arrives for £1.5 million. You'll see his stats right here. We get hold of the former Fulham striker. Of course, he moved to FC Ingolstadt at the start of last season, as we weren't able to get hold of him, but he comes to Paris FC now. 69 overall, 20 years old. With Bongongui's good start to the season though, 2 goals in 2 games, he'll probably start from the bench in the 3rd game, but we'll have to wait and see. Either way, he looks really, really good as a 20-year-old. He's definitely going to have some good potential, and at 69 overall is already good enough to partner Ambrose if Bongongui does eventually go out of form. But after 2 goals in the first 2 games, I want to keep using him. But still, straight after that as well, after some training, Sissako also comes in as well and does become the second signing of today's episode. So 2 new signings in today's episode. along with our first Ligue 1 game. Sissoko comes in here for £500,000, and this seems like a really good deal for me as well, because I don't know too much about him, but he's a right back that can also play right midfield, and when I play a 3-5-2 or a 5-3-2, I always like to have fullbacks that can also operate in the wide midfield areas and vice versa. So Sissoko can definitely do those roles. Looking forward to using him for £500,000. Again, don't know too much about him, but I think he'll be good, and I think he'll be a really good signing for us alongside Dembele. That does it in the episode though, guys, so thank you very much for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you enjoyed today's episode of Club and Country, then please do leave a like, it's much appreciated. Of course, it really does help my channel out, but you don't have to leave a like if you don't want to, and I'll see you for the next episode of Club and Country very soon.